Happy end of the year. It's the Shout Out Sports Card Show. Got a couple channels I wanted to bring to your attention. First one up is this Deviation Sports Cards? Deviation. I got a funny story on Deviation, but that's nothing for this channel. Um, Talks about how it looks like Panini is reselling cards that didn't get claimed in redemptions. Like if, let's say, 5 cards were in a 2016 product and only 2 were redeemed, the other 3 were never redeemed, they get repackaged in like honors or these other, I'll call them repack like products, 101 black box products where they just restamp the product, whatever. Anyway, interesting article here, story. Definitely take a look at it. I did see Sports Card Anonymous was complaining about retail patches on Panini products. Man, that is such a easy problem. That's been going on forever. This is a little more concerning in my opinion, and I hope to bring this to people's attention. Hopefully Sports Card Anonymous will pick this up and run with it as well. Here's another great one, Midlife Sports Cards. Really enjoyed this one. Everybody's talking about the taxes and tax implications and about it not happening, and people still reminding you you're supposed to be, declaring your earnings. This is a great breakdown of what that means and some of the challenges in this law. Really enjoyed it because, again, it made sense. I'm putting a picture up here. This makes sense here, right? Sold price, profit price, purchase price. What if it's in a lot? What if it's not a lot? Great video here. Really recommend it. Next one up, big fan of this channel. This is EDI Sports Cards. Took off 500 subscribers when Sports Card Radio said their name. Probably one of the biggest bumps I've seen in viewership. But anyway, really enjoyed this. Talks about grading rookie cards. He talks about vintage in this example, and I would love to hear him talk about some of the modern cards as well. What are your thoughts about grading vintage? Or I'm sorry, grading modern. What would make your determining factor on what you grade? Another great conversation here from Collector's Dream, who, again, I followed him on the interview earlier on this week, but really enjoyed watching his show. He did a great story here talking about Beckett, pulled out an old Beckett guide, and just kind of brought back some nostalgic memories for me. I'm also a Collector's Dream is an old dealer. I pause after old. That's not what I meant. It's a experienced dealer in the industry. He's been dealing for many years. So it's great to hear some of his insights, thoughts. He shares a couple sets here. My comment is, why are these sets not more valuable? For junk wax, weren't these limited editions more limited than, say, the junk wax? And, anyway. Great video here on Huck's Sports Cards. Really enjoyed this one. Love the introduction. You got to listen to the Hiss shirt because there's a little story behind that, and a great share of some phenomenal vintage cards, and several of them in the raw, which I really love raw vintage cards, 1970. So check out Huck's Sports Cards. Another video I came across, I was listening to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is doing a new weekly podcast with this gentleman here from Huddle Card Collection. So I listened to Huddle Card, sub to his channel, and look forward to looking for more of his content in the future. A couple of things. He talks about that new podcast he's doing. It also talks about, he drops down this thing behind him and shows all this retail. He's gonna start doing kind of a rip and ship night where he's gonna sell retail to people at, whatever the retail prices are and ship it to them. It's so funny because I started this many years ago on Facebook. We do rip and ship. We did it rip at cost. We pick up our cost and drip and ship it to friends of ours. They do it for us as well. I mentioned this for a couple of things. He talks about a diamond person in here. I forget who's Diamond Princess. Because apparently Diamond Princess has been doing this. It's like, I don't want to, take away what she's doing. I was cheery, dude. Everybody's been doing this. Rip and ships been going on forever. The best ones are where you do it at cost for your friends, but only for your friends. Don't do it for everybody because people take advantage of you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. People will take advantage of you. But don't you think there's gonna be a lot more of this in the future? I'll be honest. I got a bunch of retail product that I was stashing away every now and then over the last few years, thinking, "Oh, I'll save some of this. I'll save some of this." And yeah. Anyway, I am going to do a time capsule video probably later on. So it does remind me of these rip and ships. Another idea, time capsule gifts, time capsules for the future. We'll talk more about that later. 2 more quick videos. Not sports cards. Really enjoyed this video. This guy, I really love his videos. He did a great video on some PSA, graded some Batman cards wrong. This one's on Star Wars cards. And I have to say, I mentioned before in a video about people who really understand Star Wars. This guy, you can tell, understands Star Wars. I really enjoyed listening to him. Makes me want to go out and buy a box of Series 1. And rip it just for the fun for maybe my channel or whatever. This guy should be put together your Star Wars index. I think that thing is oftentimes it's the loudest voices, not the best voices that people pay attention to. Fair? So hopefully get a little voice on Not Sports Cards. If you're a Star Wars fan, I do recommend checking this guy out. Very nice, very friendly. He'll answer questions for you and not be a pompous asshole. Sorry. Last video I'm talking about, a good friend of mine, JD Sports Cards. I'm a huge fan of JD Sports Cards. I've been following JD for a couple of years now. JD is also a partner of Card Hedge. Card Hedge, Card Hedger. He has this video, big fan of his channel. This is his personal channel, but he talks about some card hedge stuff on here. Talks about they have a search capability. You can look across all marketplaces. If you're, looking for PWCC, whatever, you can right by a card. Really cool. That's awesome. They're also doing an affiliate program for Card Hedger. I am going to, in 2023, going to become a Card Hedger affiliate. I'll tell you that right now. I am going to jump in the card data world, battle landscape, and use Card Hedge and be promoting it. So just thought I'd share that with you. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how ZiggyNo does this stuff. A couple other things I'm working on in 2023 to kind of show you what I would say is positive ways to monetize your channel and give back to the community too. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the shout outs. Have a phenomenal end of the year. I got another video dropping tomorrow morning. This is a flashback to some of the breaks I do with my kids. Also, me cashing the check to the guy who told me I haven't been in any big football breaks. Well, you'll see some of that tomorrow on the channel. Have a great day. Thank you for stopping by. Happy freaking New Year, man.